Good morning, everybody. It has been quite some time since I have posted a video or even really taken a video of the tank. As you can see already, it's very clear, for one. For two, the rockscape is different. And also it looks very empty. A lot has happened since the last video. I know the last video we had a bunch of fish in here. We had the yellow tang that we were getting. We also, that same weekend, we got two other fish as well, which was a baby powder blue tang and another sand sifting goby. We have gone through a lot with this tank, which most reefers know you go through a lot within your first year of having an aquarium. A lot will die, a lot will happen, you'll lose a lot of different stuff, and unfortunately it happened to us. I would like to say that we were one of the higher, better reefers and we didn't lose a bunch of stuff, but that's not the case at all. We lost a lot. I will tell you right off the bat, right now, all we have in the tank currently is our Luna Wrasse, our 6-line Wrasse, and Olaf. And then we have our blue Lankia starfish. We have all of our inverts still, like the sea urchin, and then all of our crabs and stuff. The only corals that we currently have are these zoas, the tube anemone, which has been thriving like crazy. These mushrooms, which I'll explain more why they're in a cup, and then these mushrooms right here. So that is all the corals that we have, quite literally 4 corals. And unfortunately, pretty much all of our fish, some of our fish died, some of our fish were like on their last legs. We traded a lot to the fish store that we go to, mainly because I knew that if I gave them to them, they have the proper stuff to get them healthy again, and to where, you know, they're healthy and happy and they can go into somebody else's aquarium. We had a lot that I did not know what was going on. Our parameters were going up and down all over the place. We were low on oxygen, and we just had a lot of stuff go wrong in a very short amount of time. Honestly, it became very hard for me to stay motivated to want to take these videos for y'all, and to also keep the hobby going, because in all honesty, I did think about getting rid of the whole thing. I really did. It was just honestly so depressing and so defeating to have everything that we worked so hard for go wrong and die. So it was very defeating for us, but we are now in a spot where everything is going right and we are taking it very slow. So for starters, one of the biggest issues that I did not realize what was going on was there was a very low amount of oxygen in here. You can see on this side, I mean, we have, you know, the bubbles coming in from the filter, which I did also change the filter length. I'm just kind of testing to see how it works with a shorter tube rather than having a longer tube. So far, everything's been pretty good. But we have a very small amount of oxygen going into this side of the aquarium, and then obviously it's flowing through the rest. We had a pufferfish. We did. I did not get any videos of it. Unfortunately, I will tell you, it was a Stars and Traps puffer. He was really cool. He didn't mess with any of the corals that we currently have in the tank. He was awesome. We loved him. He did die. There was not enough oxygen in this tank, and by the time that I had added the filter in here that produces oxygen, like this guy right here, it's a filter that has an air hose that comes out of the water and pushes oxygen out. So instead of having like where it returns like this, it actually returns in the water and pushes air out. Now, long term, that's probably not something that I'm gonna keep. Eventually, we want to try to plan to have a sort of sump setup for this aquarium. Going to have to make my own. I know they sell kits that you can get that just hang on the back as like a hang-on filter, but it actually cycles down under the tank as it would be for a sump. So I'm doing research on that, trying to figure out what the best alternatives are for that, because at the end of the day, I would like to have all the equipment out of the tank, obviously other than the wave makers. But as far as everything else goes, that's kind of where we're at right now. We are starting over. We are not doing anything heavy, extra, nothing. We're sticking to our weekly water changes. I have been also dosing bacteria every water change, a very small amount. For one, I was worried that if I started dosing bacteria, we would have some sort of bacteria boom and everything would die. We've had that in the past, which is why I've never dosed bacteria, because it's always scared me, and I've just tried to, add trace elements and add other, healthy elements into the tank other ways, and I really wasn't helping the tank whatsoever. I was causing the water parameters to go up and down way too much, way too fast, and honestly, it was stressing the fish out to the point where they were just dying off. A lot of our fish started to get fin rot. A lot of our fish had lack of oxygen. A lot of our fish had ick, and everything just was going wrong. And so we kept the wrasses mainly for one because they were too hard to catch anyways, but also they seemed to be the only ones that were doing fine. So we kept them. We kept Olaf. We love Olaf. As far as I know, with eels, like our snowflake eel, they have a slime coat on them, so it's a little bit harder for them to get sick. And also, we've never had any issues with him as far as getting sick or anything like that. As far as I know, he stays in his cave for the most part, other than whenever he wants to come out and swim around, which is very occasional, mainly whenever there is food outside of the tank. But we kept him. We kept the wrasses. We kept a few corals. All of our cleanup crew, obviously. So that's just kind of where we're at now. The next set of fish that we are going to get are going to be clownfish. We're going to start slow. We're going to act as if we are beginners in this hobby. I want to take everything very, very slow. Now, you may be wondering, what is this stuff going on right here? We are about to move houses. We've got a new house. We're about to move. So, since we are moving, this is going to be probably the biggest pain. But that's another reason why we haven't gotten any new fish. Because the tank's been like this for probably about a month now. A month or two. So kind of another reason why we haven't gotten any new fish, because when we move, it is pretty much going to have to recycle. So a lot of the bacteria in an aquarium sometimes can die off whenever you move due to lack of oxygen and other various things. I mean, I don't know the details, but I just know that bacteria can die off, which then will make the water have to recycle. So once we move, probably a few weeks later, if not a month later, we will get clownfish. Now, the clownfish that we had before started to have babies, and then they started to get overprotective, and then they started to try to kill everything. So I do not want a pair of clownfish. We are going to do a small school of Ocerolis clownfish, just your regular orange clownfish. I miss having orange clownfish. I absolutely love orange clownfish. So we are going to get orange clownfish, just regular Ocerolis clownfish, a small school. I say small, I'm thinking probably like 4 to 5 clowns to put in here. This go around, we are not going to throw a bunch of fish in here. I think last time we had 16 fish in here. We're not going to do that, just because then you create a large amount of ammonia buildup in the tank, and then you start getting into those risks of not having enough room for the fish, some of the fish growing too fast, there not being enough spots for them to hide, them fighting each other because of the low amount of space. So we're not going to do that. We might do maybe 10 fish in here. The 4 or 5 clownfish will take up majority of that, but that's kind of what we're going to do this go around. We do plan to get a bigger tank eventually later on. So when we get a bigger tank, then we'll get more fish. But I'm sorry that I have not been keeping up with this. Like I said, we've just been kind of, not motivated to keep this going for you guys. But now that everything seems to be going right, and we are starting over with moving into the new house, I definitely want to get more videos and out to y'all. That way it's kind of like, the whole beginning process, and you get to see the buildup of it. Because as of right now, I think this is the rockscape that we're going to keep. I actually like this rockscape a lot. I mean, you know, you got over here where you can see through the rocks on both sides. I mean, kind of over there, but you can see through right here. You can kind of see through right here. So I like this. I like this. You know, they can swim through right there. Plus, there's a lot of flat spot on each side. There's a lot of flat area where we can place corals that maybe will spread out or that need a flat area to grow but still a higher light. So there's a lot of flat area. This is Olaf's side. I mean, he's in his little cave right here. You can't really see his head because he's buried in, not buried, but just hiding in there. So he's in there, but this is his side. I'm gonna leave his side like this. I don't think that I'll change anything as far as like his rockscape right here goes. So this is pretty much how it's going to be. We've got the filter shorter on this side. We've added the bubbler in. We still have the protein skimmer, which has been working extremely well. We have the UV sterilizer, the heater, and then we have the gyro, and then we have another filter over here that's helping with water agitation. A lot of people may not know water agitation is a really good way to get rid of a lot of the film that's on the top that a protein skimmer will pick up. And then also, it's also a really good way to keep your fish in your water. I've seen a lot of fish that will come up and they get to where there's surface agitation and then they'll go right back down because they don't like it. Now there's some areas where it's a little bit more dead than others, but for the most part, it's all pretty good. So, and then we also have our auto top-off system as well, and then obviously the 4 lights, which we will be getting new lights eventually. We're going to get 2 more of these to go into place for those. So eventually we will get more lights. But as of right now, if you're just now watching this channel, or you know, maybe you just kind of wanted a little update, that is where we're at. So hopefully within the next couple months, we'll start throwing some fish and some more corals in here. As far as coral go, I'm just going to stick with zoas and mushrooms until I can see that those are doing really well and those are progressing. And then we'll start throwing in some cooler corals, maybe some torches and some hammers and, you know, whatever else we can think of. But as far as that, that's where we are right now. I appreciate you for tuning in. I hope that you like this video. I look forward to getting you guys some more videos out of some of the cool stuff that we're going to be getting to put in here. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and make sure to like and subscribe and follow if you're not already subscribed. And we'll see you guys next time.